They have been, and I have been here in Sugar Creek throughout the weekend, actually speaking to residents, and they told me today they are a lot more at ease tonight, just getting that notification that their power would be back on today rather than tomorrow like originally projected. And I'm here along 31st and 5th where the tragic accident took place, and as you can see behind me, there are just so many signs that say justice for Lainey. Like you all said, road crews were out tonight and all day today clearing the roads, but if you look at the ground, there's still a good bit of ice on the ground from last night.
And Anna, officials tell you the black box data recorder that was in that car didn't provide the information they were hoping for.
That's right. Officials here told me they were hoping to get information from that black box detailing just how fast Deputy Jeffrey Racer was going when he hit Lainey Hudson at the intersection behind me. You can kind of get an idea of what happened here. You can see the streak marks down there on the sidewalk where she went into the river, and also the streak marks where they pulled the ambulance back out. And right now I'm at the Rome Volunteer Fire Department, and if you take a look behind me, you can see the fire danger level today is marked at extreme, and fire officials I spoke with today say they are tired after responding to call after call on these brush fires. Most of the people I spoke with today tell me they're still shaken up, and they say they don't know what the motive could have been for something like this or who's responsible here. Without even stepping too close, you can kind of see the roof here has completely fallen in, and just driving by here, you can see some of the damage that's been done here. And here is an overhead shot of what the workers here are really working with. The part of the roof that blew off was right over the school's cafeteria. Like you see, I am standing in water, but not all of this was here this morning. The officials here are hard at work, and that's because that massive brush fire that happened here caused thousands of dollars worth of damages. And as you can imagine, it was a hard day for the owners here today. They could barely hold it together just speaking to me. Now here's a look at what things looked like here earlier this morning. The owners told me when they got word of the fire, they rushed here, but they could actually see the flames miles away as it grew so intensely, so quickly.
We begin tonight with 13 News reporter Anna King at Huntington High School, where that call came in around 8:30 this morning for a possible shooting. Anna, some of the things that we're hearing from students tonight are tough to hear and remarkable.
They are, and we also reported earlier today that the Huntington Police Department will be investigating this to determine who made that threat. But now we know that they will be working with the West Virginia Fusion Center and the FBI to determine if there was a connection between this call and the other ones that were made across the state and the nation. Now, what you're looking at now is what the scene looked like out here earlier this morning. School board officials told me the crisis management team was called in, as well as Huntington Police. And some parents also opted to come pick up their children early. And students here say even though it was a false alarm, they're upset.
I'm honestly mad because this put so many people through so much. It's terrible to even have that as a joke or whatever it was for. It's just there's no excuses for it. It was terrible.
Now, school board officials did tell me no other schools in the county received this threat, and Huntington Police says at this time no parents or students should be concerned. But for now, here live in Huntington, Anna King, 13 News.
All right, Anna, thanks so much.
That's right, and those parents I spoke with today called this incident scary and traumatizing, and they tell me they won't stop pushing school board officials until something here is done.
Absolutely terrified. It was completely an unsafe situation.
It was every parent's worst nightmare.
It was just a very traumatic experience for them because they're scared to ride the bus now, and they shouldn't feel that way.
Like they do every school day, kids from Central City Elementary climbed onto the bus Friday afternoon, but they didn't go home. Instead, the bus driver stopped along the route, kicked them off the bus, and drove off.
They could have been dropped off at someone's house that could have hurt them. Unfortunately, we don't live in that safe of a world anymore. They could have been hit by a car.
Children came running from 6th Avenue down 2nd Street here to a parent, and another group of children came running from behind my van that was parked at the end of the alley here where I was waiting, and to their grandparent that was standing there. And at that point in time, I knew that something was wrong.
Jones, who was waiting for her kindergartner, says she immediately started looking for her daughter.
One of the kindergarten children informed me that she was at a McDonald's.
And she says after racing to the McDonald's,
I recognized my daughter's clothes climbing into the vehicle of someone I didn't know. Thankfully, that person was another parent who was trying to help the children, of course, but It was still really scary to see my child crawl into the vehicle of somebody that I didn't know.
None of the kids were hurt in this situation, at least not physically.
We are supposed to be comfortable sending our kids and them being safe the whole time. And that's just not what happened.
Now they say their children are terrified to ride the bus
She screams when you tell her the story that she will never ride another bus again.
and says something needs to be done here.
I think that driver should never have anything to do with children again.
I thought it was my home.
People along Duck Run Road in Scioto County came home to an unwelcome surprise.
So whenever we got home, we saw the smoke up on the hill. The closer we got, like the thicker it got, and then like you just saw nothing but smoke on the hill.
And she quickly realized the entire hillside was on fire.
I mean, it was scary. We've never had anything like that happen here.
Fire officials worked throughout the night to put it out, and today officials were putting in more time repairing the damages the fire left.
We got plastic culverts running under the road, and they caught them on fire and burned them out, and for safety reasons we have to dig them back out and replace them.
Those culverts are in place for water drainage, so without them, the rain people are hoping for to help these fires could create another issue. So Scioto County put forth thousands of dollars to replace those culverts. But with fires rekindling throughout the region, officials here are just hoping their work isn't in vain.
Hopefully we don't, but I don't know. This is probably the biggest one we've had in a while.
While residents say they're just thankful for the outcome.
It's scary to have to think, you know, what to take and what not to take, and, you know, when to leave and when to stay. And, you know, I kept waiting for somebody to come and say, you know, you have to be evacuated, but I mean, nobody came, thank God.
In Scioto County, Anna King, 13 News.
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! Justice for C. Justice for C.
It was a calm day in Ashland, Kentucky as city officials, friends, and family of Clarence Wilkerson met at Broadway Square in a rally.
I'm so gonna miss my boy, man. I'm so gonna miss.
Wilkerson died early March while in police custody. And Sunday, there were signs saying justice for C, and enough as family of Wilkerson say they're pushing for justice in his name.
I don't want it to be swept back and say that it was because of an ill thing that he did. I believe truly we could have stopped this. And then whatever thing that happened after that, justice could have took its course. But we didn't even get to that point.
Many came out to speak about Wilkerson, what he meant to them, and who he was as a person. And a few people who spoke say they hope this incident fuels a stop to any potential similar incidents.
I believe God had a mission for him, and now his mission is complete. But it's not to stop right here. We see this all over the place, all this kind of injustice. But I watched the individuals just stand around and not help him and this is what kind of world we're living in, but I'm trusting in God today.
The family says they're grateful for the community support.
I'm sad, more sad than I am angry, but I appreciate having the time that I was blessed with this young man.
As they move forward with only memories to hold on to. In Ashland, Kentucky, Anna King, 13 News. A small light at the end of the tunnel.
It was wonderful, the amount of gift cards and furniture and baby wipes and diapers. I don't think we'll have to worry about diapers or wipes or clothes for a very long time.
That's what the Chris family says they're experiencing now, all thanks to the community support.
It's amazing. You never would have dreamed that a group of people would pull together like they have, but they really have. And it's a big deal to us, a big deal to our family.
Ryan and Courtney Crisp lost everything in a house fire just days before the family was to welcome their newborn baby home. So people in the community brought car seats, bassinets, toys, clothes, and other baby necessities. And people also brought gift cards and donated money, all to simply help the family get back on their feet.
Our main goal is making our children whole again, and we lost everything, but our children did too, and that's really hard for them to understand. We as adults, we can cope with that a lot better than our children. So everything that the community is doing to help us rebuild for them is so overwhelming. It's in a wonderful way, but so overwhelming.
This donation drive was put on by the England Hill Volunteer Fire Department.
They had everything they had for the baby. all of it was lost either due to fire, smoke, or water.
And fire officials say they weren't surprised by the turnout rate.
We have a pretty good community when it comes to things like this. Everybody steps in, tries to help people out, do what they can.
The family says they're grateful for everyone's support as they work to find a way to move forward. In Canonsburg, Kentucky, Anna King, 13 News.